Welcome back to the second episode of Back to Basics, an introduction to beginners woodworking. I'm Jason, and on this episode I'll be showing you how to use a circular saw. I'll be showing you how to make straight cuts, using homemade jigs and templates, even dados and square holes. And as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So thinking back to around 14 years ago, the first woodworking tool that I purchased was a circular saw, or as I refer to it, a skill saw. The power of branding is simply amazing. At the time, I had no idea what I was doing. I just knew that I needed to find something to cut wood, and it had to be affordable. This was before we had 4 kids, and we're eating Taco Bell every night. Although we have 4 kids now, and we've moved up to eating Wendy's all the time. That doesn't really say much. Anyhow, circular saws have many different uses for many different trades. Today I'm going to be primarily focusing on the cabinet and furniture side of things because that's what I do, that's what I know. You can use it to build a house, you can use it to demolish a house, you can use it to cut concrete, you can use it to cut drywall, Paul Peck. You can use it for pretty much anything. So let's get started. So of course you can use a circular saw to just cut a line. You can draw a straight line using a piece of scrap wood, a level, you name it, and you can follow that line very easily and just go to town. I do not prefer this method because, I don't trust my own cuts. I never would trust this to be a straight line. Am I obsessive? Maybe. When building cabinets and furniture, accuracy is pretty huge, at least in my book. So I would never, in a million years, trust myself to cut a straight line. Okay, I've done it before if I had to, but especially at the beginning, you do not want to just start with a cut that was done by hand and assume it's going to come out good. The better you can start the project off, the better results you have at the end. So if you're off at 1/8 at the beginning, man, you might be off 10 feet at the end. How do you fix this? We're going to make a jig with the skill saw for the skill saw. So first, make some measurements from the end of the board. Let's say these are 10 inches. I'm going to make 2 lines right here and here. Then I'm going to grab a level and I'm going to clamp it to the wood. I'm going to use a skill saw alongside the level and push, and there's my straight cut. First part of the jig, done. Now for the second part of the jig, the last part of the jig. Grab the board that you just cut off and go ahead and screw it to the remainder of the plywood. Now after I attach this, I'm going to run my skill saw one last time, lining it up along here. And boom, this thing is ready to start cutting. All you have to do is line up the size of your plywood that you want to cut, line this thing up, and bam, you're in business. And now I have a saddle jig for my skill saw. Is saddle jig a thing? I don't know. It sounds good. It's saddling it. Straddle jig. This is a straddle jig. So now when I want to cut a piece of wood straight, I have this jig all set up. All I have to do is make my marks, line this part of the jig up to the mark, and boom, cut. Ready to go, perfect every time, and it's going to help with the chip out that would normally happen with a skill saw. Secondly, you can use this to make square holes or plunge cuts. Make your marks, lift the little blade guard here, and carefully drop in. Repeat that on all 4 corners of this bad boy, and you're ready to rock it. Now there are millions of other ways to use a circular saw. Of course it can cut 45s and bevels and different angles and all that good stuff, but this is just, the basics. I probably only use a circular saw to cut 45s very rarely, but if it's your primary tool in your shop, then you'll want to learn that, and I'm sure I'll be teaching you that soon. So be sure, as always, to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, and then next time, when a new video comes out, you'll be notified. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good one, and we'll see you Monday.